All right, that seems like a pretty decent volume. Welcome, King Rubinski. Appreciate you stopping by and swinging in, even though you are sleep deprived and you have stuff to do in the morning. So, oh, you're currently driving to the next rocket launch. So you're supposed to go to bed. You chose not to. You're driving to a rocket launch right now. And so as not to get into a car accident, you're going to lurk instead of texting while driving. That makes complete and total sense, and I am happy that you are choosing to do that. Not morning, I'm leaving to launch in 4 hours. Oh, okay, that also, so you're just planning on pulling an all-nighter then? Holy crap. So I guess I forget where your time zone is, because here it's 9 p.m., so in 4 hours, that's technically morning. Also, my viewers, you may be proud of me for this stream because I will be standing and talking a lot, probably, question mark. I prepared actual water, real water, in a bottle to drink. So, yeah, you should be proud of me. I don't do this very often. Okay, so let's take a look at our parts list. There we go. Okay, so we have on screen our parts list. Now, these are not the right prices for these parts. I got the Ryzen 5 3600 XT when it launched. Up until yesterday, it was listed as $500 on PC Part Picker. That is not what I paid for it. I originally bought this for some other build, and I got it for brand new, I think $200. You can buy it used for $150, so that's what I'm selling it to my client for. The Asus TUF Gaming A520M plus micro ATX AM4 motherboard that is going to go with said Ryzen 5. And that one is right here. Got this one because this is the first thing we're going to do here. That I managed to get for $100 even on Amazon. It's currently listed at $149 on Amazon by PC Parts Picker. So PC Parts Picker is by no means a good way to find the cheapest available option for your build, ever. I 10 out of 10 don't recommend getting your price. You can find matching parts here that will go together and make a list, but you can almost always find some of these parts cheaper elsewhere if you look hard enough. But I got this for $100. The PSU, which I have listed there as the Thermaltake B550, I actually got with a $5 off coupon. So instead of $45, I got it for $40 on Amazon on sale. Brand new, still in its shrink wrap. Let's take a look. Next up was the RAM. This I actually had in a previous build of mine. So I bought them new at full retail at $50. I'm selling them to my client at $40. They've barely been used. They were only used in one of my machines for a couple of months. So Samsung, the Samsung Evo SSD 980, brand new, $100 even. I did get that at retail. I don't really like the idea of buying used SSDs because they do have a lifespan on them, and if you buy it from eBay, you have no idea what you're going to get until you test it. So I'd rather just go new and get like a 98% out of the box. The Asus GeForce 3060 12GB Phoenix. is not what I went with. That was $425.66. What I got was this. And this I actually got off of eBay for $351.45. So I actually got this for almost $100, a little bit over $80 off in comparison. Dual fan. It's actually pretty solid, nice. This was part of a pre-built, and I believe an HP Omen. But whoever it was upgraded their card and no longer needed this 3060. And so that's what we're using to build this. Now, the client wanted the best he could get for $1,000. And I was able to make this build for $975 with some used parts, some new. But for $975, this gaming machine will be able to play 4K at console spec at the very least. It'll be able to play 4K at a minimum of 30 FPS. Using DLSS, it can get 4K up to 60 or even 80 FPS depending on the game. But he may, for some games, if he wants higher FPS, he may want to play at 2K. This is the best we could do, but he's planning on hooking it up to a 75-inch 4K TV in his living room. So, but yeah, this is where the main bulk of the budget went, was of course to the GPU, given that circumstance. If I could have found a 3080 for $25 more, I would have got it, but that's not, would have broke the budget if I went any higher, and you're not going to find a 3080 or a 3080 Ti for that much. The Cooler Master Half XB Evo ATX desktop case, that is going to be, well, I'll show that to you guys a little bit. It's a freaking enormous box that I'm going to have to cut open and unbox with you guys. It's going to be fun. But I can show you a quick picture of it if I just click on this case and go here. So it has two quick drive bays, or a quick release hard drive bays, 3.5. It has two bays for just random stuff like a DVD player or a CD player, whatever. It's got nice solid airflow. And we'll go into more detail on that in a little bit. Already went over the power supply. Windows 10 Pro. We will be bootlegging this. I do not have a bunch of valid copies of Windows sitting around, but in order to save $142 on this build, he said that he was fine with the little watermark at the bottom right-hand corner that says, please activate Windows, right? So that's the main downside to not having a purchased license key. Now, yes, I could have gone third party, and maybe if I went to a website that wasn't completely shady, gotten a license key for maybe $30. But I'll leave that risk up to him if he wants to do it. If he doesn't care like he says he doesn't, it's not going to be an issue. So that I can do totally free. I've got a USB stick ready to go. I think I've got two USB sticks ready. Anyway, I can get that taken care of pretty easy. And then for the back, this case came with all of the necessary drives except for two exhaust fans, which were $5 each. And there are two little 80 millimeters that'll go on the back for the quick drive slots. As long as I can, I'm a little worried now that I might not have enough pins. Oh, these are Molex. I can probably make it work with Molex. With a 550 watt? Yeah, I can probably make that work. It needs an 8-pin. Yeah, the recommended for this build is a minimum of 500. I went with 550, which is just a little bit higher, in the hopes that it won't cause any issues. Worst case scenario, if I botch it and I fry this thing, then I do have a 750 watt power supply that I can swap it out with. It's just going to take more time, and I probably won't be able to get it done tonight because it's going to be extra fucking steps. But let's see here. But for now, he is okay with it. Yes. Water 10 p.m. at the moment. I leave at 2. So fun. All nighters, but I was up all dayer. Gotcha. All right. So that being said, went through the list. It is now time to actually take a quick look at what we'll be working with. Now, the heart and soul of the machine, or rather the skeleton of the machine, I don't know what you want to call it, the central nervous system, it's going to be this motherboard. I did go fairly cheap on the motherboard in order to put more of the budget towards the GPU. Otherwise, I probably would have gone with a full-sized ATX with a lot more upgradability and future-proofing. I also, in order to save a little bit of money, this board comes with Wi-Fi built into it, so I don't have to add an extra card, which also saves a little bit of extra space. Says it is ready for Windows 11 and it is ready for Ryzen 5000 series. Oh wow, it's already got that uploaded BIOS, so not that it really matters too much. I don't have a Ryzen 5000 processor handy, but given the use case here, I don't think it'll be necessary. He didn't mention anything about planning on streaming or doing anything really CPU heavy. It looks like we do have a back plate. Everything that we should need is going to be in here. Ooh, they came with stickers. Haha, motherfuckers. Glittering, golden, shiny stickers. Everyone's dream, am I right? I got a couple of offsets for the M.2. And because these boxes are, you know, cardboard, and it's basically the perfect anti-static surface to put the motherboard together on, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and set all this shit aside. This is gonna come in handy later. This is our faceplate. Let's see how good I can keep this under the camera so that it's completely visible. Now, if you are building these computers, I actually recommend, even if you don't keep the box, I recommend hanging on to the anti-static bags. Because if you ever need to upgrade or sell or whatever, any kind of electronic, even if it's not the original motherboard, these anti-static bags are a really big selling point on Marketplace. Because that shows that you actually took care of whatever electronic you're selling. Even if you didn't, it tells the people buying, if they're a tech head, that you actually know what you're doing, even if you didn't. So even if it's a bluff and a lie, but it's useful for selling. So I'm just gonna go ahead and toss that aside for now. And here we have our Asus TUF Gaming. That's actually a really nice, solid heat sink there. Supports up to 4 sticks of RAM, so it can support up to 64 gigs, I believe, maybe 128. I'd have to look at the specs again. We're sticking with 16 today. Right? It comes with a bracket already installed. However, because of the way that this is, I don't know. May have to remove that bracket. I think, actually, you know what? I have one other AMD cooling fan on my shelf over here. Let me see if this one actually uses those clips, because if it does, then I'm going to use this one instead. Because I really don't feel like dealing with cranking that thing on if I don't have to. Nope, this one also uses the screws. Although the heatsink is a lot more shallow, I'm surprised that they did that on a Ryzen 7 specifically. But is what it is on that. Back on the shelf that one goes. All right. Let's enable that multi-stream chat over here as well so that I can actually see what the fuck is going on. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and start with our CPU. It's going to be the first and easiest thing to install without getting anything else in the way. Now, since I've already used this, I have already cleaned off all of the thermal paste, and it is all ready to go. Now, it's probably really hard to see, but there's like a little triangle over here, and you want to match that with the gold triangle in the bottom right-hand corner to line up your CPU. If you don't want to press it, you just want to gently set it in, but it should fill the socket just fine, and there shouldn't really be any wiggle room. Okay, now I can just... Now it's locked in place, and we're all good to go. Don't need that anymore. Cool. All right, now I'm going to hold off for a second on putting on the CPU cooler, because as I mentioned before, I'm going to have to pull all those off, and I am prepared for that. But I'm probably going to mute my microphone while I do it, because I've got my drill going. Going to be a little loud. And yeah, anyone will probably tell you not to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. Kit Kat, welcome to the chat. Thank you for your contributions. Okay, now we have an M.2 here. There should be an M.2 slot on the board. There it is. Let's go ahead and get that taken care of. I wish I bought a heatsink for it, actually. I guess it's not really going to be necessary to have a heatsink for it, but I kind of wish that I did, because I thought that this board came with one. And it does not look like it did. It's whatever. So it does actually have kind of a thermal strip on it already, which is factory. It's not perfect, but it does contribute some heat distribution, and it'll have to do for now. Apparently need a new blade on this, because that was dull as shit. Alright. Gonna have a micro screwdriver for this one. Sorry for getting a bunch of the back of my head there. I had to get in close. I don't have super duper eagle eyes or anything like that. Right. I don't think that's right. Alright, I might need my set for this. Alright, let's try that again with the offset. That's better. Alright. Ugh, okay. Next up, let's go ahead and take care of that RAM. Let's see here. I'd actually probably read the instructions because not every motherboard is created equal. Disks, unnecessary for the most part in most computers for drivers. Kind of useful if you are basically wiping the motherboard, but how do you want me to put the RAM in? Okay, A2 and B2. Gonna be the two gray ones right here. Oh, okay. These are fixed on this side for this motherboard, and only these move. Okay, make sure that your slot lines up. Okay, now it's not so I don't really have a great camera here. This is just a 1080p webcam. I can't do like a physical zoom. Otherwise, I would have shown you more clearly that they're actually labeled like in between the slots in like light gray lettering. So it's important to make sure that you actually follow the instructions, because some of them will have you move the two RAM sticks over another layer, depending on the brand and the model. This particular one wants us to use the two light gray ones first, and then if you have 4 sticks, then you can use the two dark gray ones, or the two black ones. So I should be good and don't need this standoff screwdriver anymore, for now anyway. All subject to change. Go ahead and get... Don't know where I just put... Why don't we just have that screwdriver set? Go ahead and use this one. All right, now that I'm done with that, I will be hand tightening these ones. It is important to use the back plate, right? We like the back plate. So you can use the original back plate, Okay. Now I'm actually going to be using Arctis Silver 5 if there's enough of it in here. Come on, autofocus, you stupid thing. It is doing a terrible job of autofocus. What the fuck? Okay. Whatever. It is Arctis Silver 5. We'll see if there's enough in here for me to use on the CPU. It is running pretty low. If not, I think I've got some Noctua stuff behind me somewhere. Looks like I'm gonna have enough. Yeah, that's plenty. Maybe even a little too much, but better too much than not enough, right? Shouldn't be too much too. Yeah, anyway, I cleaned this off too. Here, let's blow it off a little bit. Make sure we are dust free. All right. Again, sorry for the back of the head shot there. Again, this is a budget build, so we didn't go with anything other than the stock cooler, but also these stock coolers aren't as bad as some enthusiasts would lead you to believe. Unless you're planning on overclocking the CPU, it works just fine. It was meant for this CPU. Like, it wouldn't give you something that wasn't meant for its base clock speed. That should do it. I wish this was kind of retractable so that I could shrink it a little bit. But kind of is what it is. Looks like I was able to get it kind of wedged in the heatsink here a little bit. Okay, and then our GPU is going to go here later. Okay, we got our PSU, our USB 3, SATA connectors. We do have several fan headers across the board, a couple of chassis fan headers. We have an 8-pin CPU plug, which this 550 should have enough for. All right, I think we're actually good to go ahead and set the motherboard aside for a minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, I believe this is going to be our Wi-Fi adapter. So that's a later project. It did come with 2 SATA cables. We'll use those for our hard drives. We do have 1 back plate. We have a bunch of fun stickers. Am I supposed to put these on the motherboard? Well, it looks like they kind of got a little damaged in transit. We'll worry about the stickers later. I think we're just going to worry about them later. Let's take a look at our thermal take. +80 bronze. It is a smart power saver, 550 watt. Does have a 5-year factory warranty. Okay, so 2 years from now it breaks down. You don't call Amazon, you call Thermaltake. I will be giving him all of these boxes as well. Is non-modular. Got some screws, some zip ties, Our power cord, we'll move that aside for now. That's going to be a later project. Take that aside. Okay, intake, exhaust, power, no extra settings here. Let's take a look at our wires. All right, so let's see here. We have CPU, 8-pin. This will be just fine. Looks like it could be split up into 2 4-pins if a 4-pin was needed instead. We'll be using the full 8. This one is kind of obvious. It's going to be our main gigantic board power supply. This one is going to power our GPU. This one is labeled PCIe. So we have PCIe. This one's going to be the main board. And this one is labeled CPU on the side, so you know. This is going to be our main things here. We should only need 1 string of SATA connectors because we're only going to have, I believe, 2 hard drives that require SATA. 1, 2, 3. This supports up to 4 on this cord alone. So that should cover all of our SATA drives that we have, because we have 2 hot swap SATA hard drives, and the old machine has 2 disk drives. We have another set of 3 for SATA. Oh, this one also has a Molex. We also have a 3 set of Molex. So we have up to 4 Molex powered by this, and Molex stack. So even if I don't have enough Molex for all of the fans, I have enough Molex for all of the fans. Alright, so this power supply, based on those cables, should cover everything that I need in this setup. So I'm just going to go ahead and set this aside for now. Now, I want to show you guys what the original case that I was requested, the original computer that I was requested to replace. Ugh. Okay, so this thing is old, right? It had gentle here on my mouse mat. Personal media drive bay. Okay, this thing has. This was supposed to be the hot swap that he liked, that I was able to get for the new case. Has a connectivity center, which is completely obsolete, don't really need that. It has 2 expansion bays. This one contains a DVD drive. This one contains also a DVD drive. There's 2 DVD drives in this. I'm not sure why. Probably to burn DVDs, back when it was really easy to do so. It does have some SD card reader stuff up here. There's no micro SD card reader, which is today's standard. This is fairly outdated. and I could not find one that just automatically had this in the case. I would probably have to get a separate drive bay for it, but we're not going to do that. All right. This thing was powered by Intel and NVIDIA, and this was among the generation of cursed PCs that ran Windows Vista. All right. I want to show you the graphics card that was in here. This is an NVIDIA GeForce 6 series. Notice how there is no fan. Not that it's just not plugged in, but there is no fan. Like, it's been ripped. It broke. It broke. It will not break. It will not break. It broke. So this was running entirely on passive heating through the heatsink. I can't even tell what the exact model of this was other than GeForce 6 series. It's a P260. Jesus. It's old as shit. But yeah. This was what was originally in there. I wish I could freaking autofocus this lens way better. But anyway, is what it is for now. I'm gonna have to eventually upgrade this particular camera lens. But yeah, this is what I'm replacing here. It did also have a sound card. But with today's modern motherboards, these sound cards are no longer really necessary. Especially with HDMI being a factor. As you can see, there is absolutely no fucking frontal airflow through this. Now, in this computer, that might not have been as big of an issue because the graphics card in it and the CPU in it didn't generate a lot of heat because of their models and all that. But we're going to be running 5600 XT or 3600 XT and a 3060, and those generate significantly more heat. So this case, although he did request that I see if I can use it, for the heat output of those two parts, this is no longer a viable case. So, without further ado, also that motherfucker is heavy as shit. And also, it had exactly one rear fan that was 120 millimeter, and that's it. And there's no place to put more fans in it, so it's just a no-go. Look, I'm doing the water. Ugh. All right, let's get this guy out of the box. Getting something with a physical lens with a remote control zoom would be really convenient for videos like this. I really do need to invest, but that's like $200. You can go rob a bank and donate $200 to my PayPal immediately so that I can buy a better camera. Alright, this is gonna have to go off the desk for a second. Crap, that box is huge. Ugh. Not really sure where I'm going to put that. I may have to remove that from my office off screen. Okay. Under how much taller? Maybe I should switch to Live 2 and angle that camera more towards the desk now. Also, this is getting really freaking hot, so I'm taking that off, even though I won't be able to hear any of the stream notifications. It's not like I'm getting a bunch of subscriptions right now anyway. Ugh, okay. Tonight's user manual that I probably won't end up using. Oh, this was supposed to come with a top fan. Shit. Do I really need to invest in a frickin' gigantic fan now? Probably. I'm not gonna make any profit off this. That's annoying. Images online showed it with an installed fan. So that's annoying. I'm gonna have to order a new part. Well, actually, you know what? This might just having the open vent at the top might be enough. I'm gonna order a new fan. Or I'll message him about it and see what I can do. Because I actually don't have the money for that right now. So, because I kind of blew 98% of the budget, which is supposed to include my build fee. Anyway, I'll deal with that later. See, it's got some nice handles. Let's see here. Let's angle this down a bit. All right. So we got some nice handles here. Got a top, which is what I was complaining about, is that there's no fan here like I thought there would be. There is still the open mesh, which is great for upward ventilation. Yeah, because it's not like I can put two smaller fans here. They didn't make it so you could do. I'm gonna have to get a new fan. What size? Maybe I can pick one up from Best Buy. The instructions say that it came with it, so maybe it's just inside. I can live with that if it's just inside. Looks like the two front fans up here were pre-installed, which is nice. Here are the two clicky drive bays, which is where we're going to install the hard disk drive of the old machine, which I actually haven't removed yet, but I can actually do that part later, after this video. These, on the other hand, are not as nice as I was hoping. So even if you put a disk drive in here, this cover doesn't expand down like older ones would. It would just be recessed in here and it would look kind of freaking ugly. That being said, if you don't have a drive bay, it goes over and it's just intake, which is fine. Now there is intake for these two drives as well. There's holes here for airflow in case your hard drives get hot, which is where these come in. These are the exhaust for your 4 drives. It actually takes the airflow over all 4, pushes it out the back. This is for the main exhaust out the back. And we have another exhaust out the top. So 2 main intakes and a lot of fucking exhaust. Like almost a ridiculous amount of exhaust. They didn't want me to use the top as an exhaust or as an intake. I mean, I can technically do it either way. I wonder what would be more effective with having 3 exhausts out the back already. This mesh is more fine here too, almost like its mesh was designed to be an intake. But it's also the top, which sucks for intakes. I don't fucking know. Let's start cracking it open. Alright, where did I put my drill? There we go. Alright, it doesn't look like any of these thumb screws are locked in place, which means that they are easy to lose if you are not paying attention. Go ahead and set these side panels aside for now. Looks like the top panel comes off pretty easy too. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, this makes for a really easy access case. Ah, there is so much room to work with in here. This is such an easy access case. I like this. So the downside of this is in order to clean this filter, you do actually have to unscrew it, pop it off, and blow it out the other side. Or to at least take a vacuum to it from time to time. Also, a downside to the two side panels is the mesh on them is not very fine, meaning that any air that comes in through here, which shouldn't be much because there's no fans pulling it in through here, but any air that does come in through here is basically unfiltered. So you look at the front. The front also looks pretty solid in place. So your best bet is probably to just vacuum it with the brush tool. Because it's not like a pop-out screen that's easy to work with per se. Then we got a bunch of stuff here. Oh, and silica gel. Do not eat, throw away. I really, you know, in all my 28 years, I never once actually Googled what the fuck these are for. I'm assuming it's to keep, like, insects away, but I could be wrong. I don't know what else they would do. Just silica gel packets. I really don't know. It's not like these things gather mold. It's not like they gather dust in their packaging. Maybe to keep it humidity control? I don't fucking know. Ugh. Okay, it looks like we've got here. Let's try this one. Alright, so in here it looks like we actually have some conveniently located SATA cables for these two quick bay drives, along with a single SATA power connector for both? I guess? That's sketchy. But whatever. Looks like these two fans up front are... You can either set them as chassis fans or you can set them as Molex fans. So that's kind of convenient that you have the option. Why each fan has two Molex options, I don't frickin' know. We've got our USB 3.0, HD audio, standard power stuff, AC97. I'm guessing this is... I have no freaking clue what that is. Probably some sort of power thing. Okay, so start by getting the power supply in. It should actually be pretty easy. All right. So, oh, it looks like there is another filter down here at the bottom. This guy right here, which is fairly easy to access. This is going to be your power supply air filter. Easy to slide out. There's a parts box. You know how you have to dig in to a turkey butt to remove the gizzards? You gotta dig into the guts of the PC to get the random parts box that's in there for hard drive storage. back to live 2. We want the intake to be facing the bottom. There does not appear to be a lot of wiggle room with this method that I have chosen. What I can do here, there's 2 more thumb screws. So I can go out over here, maybe 4. You know what, I should probably check my camera real quick. Good, my baby's sleeping sweet and soundly. This was a guard on the back that I just removed. Hopefully slide this in a little more easy. Stage back on now. Here we go, this is what I need. Now these I will go ahead and hand tighten them because I don't want to damage the power supply. Already going to be doing its best. Don't want to undo its best. You know what I mean? Here we are. Get those thumb screws in place. You know what? Fuck it. With the thumb screws, I actually don't care. Lower it to second and medium lowest setting. Yeah. Alright, power supply secured. Alright. Okay. So back to live camera number 3. Lighting is not the best, but it is what I've got. At the moment, I can't really get my ring light over this to the best I can. So, start by getting this SATA cable plugged into something. Not that one. Let's trace it back to this one. Now, I am not anticipating more regular hard disk drives going into this, other than what will be in the hot swap bays. Okay. Although it does support up to 4 fixed. It supports up to 2 fixed 3.5 inches, along with 2 in the hot swap bay. So if he does decide he wants to add more storage, it's not beyond the realm of possibility to simply get it done. But I want right now simply get things up and running. This. Nope. Someone tells me I'm gonna need more standoffs than just the 2 that are there. What the fuck? Did I get more standoffs in a bag? Why are there only 2 there? You guys see me throw another bag of screws somewhere? Because I'm not seeing them. There's a battery. Ah! The turkey giblets. Giblets, whatever you want to call them. So we got in here. Alright, so we got some keyless stuff or keyless install of hard drive bays. We have 1 adapter that can support up to 2 if you do it right, up to 2.5s, which we do not have right now. Found the standoffs. We have the ever ancient speaker for post. If we wanted to scream at us if something goes wrong. And then I finally found these motherfuckers, which will be helpful, probably. There's actually some stuff in here that may be less helpful. Did come with a standoff screw adjuster, which actually a lot of the cases that I bought do not come with this little attachment, which is kind of nice if you don't have a screwdriver that already has one. So we'll actually just use this for the sake of doing it. The problem is making sure that I am putting the standoffs in the right spots. And you can use the manual. You can just slap this guy in. Figure it out. So 1, 2, 3, at least. You don't want to over tighten them, or you'll never get, or they won't hold anything. It's pointless. Honestly, with how much room there is to work in here, you don't even really need a tool. You can just kind of finger tighten these. My guess is I'm probably going to need these two as well. Let's take a quick look before making assumptions. Because you know what they say about making assumptions. It makes an ass out of you and me. We need one more there. One more there. I need one more there. I'm gonna actually cover all my holes, which is nice. Okay, now the back plate, which is this guy here, we'll go back here. Go ahead and crack this open right now and get that put in first. bend all these pins. You actually have to put this in from the inside first, like this. So set aside the motherboard so I don't accidentally pinch something or push something that I'm not supposed to. So just kind of force the edges like an annoying puzzle piece. Annoying. Alright, I guess that's my cue to start getting these screws in place. All right. This is going better. About as good as that's gonna get. You know what I probably should have done before all that? Oh, you know what? I think this tray comes out. I'll finish this first. I think I got them all. Just neat. Alright. Cool Beanios. Didn't even need to use that offset tool. Oof. Okay. This tray does come out, like, all together. I don't think it'll be necessary, though, if I do this right. But I need one SATA cable here. It's gonna make me cut it open, because I don't just have things for that. I forgot about the SATA cable that needs to go under here and connect to those two drive things. See if I can get at it from the side. Just tilt it like this. Can I see? Not very well, but maybe. I may have made a very large mistake here. Not long enough in the slightest. Ooh. Get it? Where's my phone? I need my light. Sorry you guys cannot see what's happening right now, but to be fair, neither can I. There we go. How am I going to route that all the way to the other side there? Might have to shove my hand through. That should be enough to get that one. You guys can watch me struggle. Kind of. So I need a professional cameraman. Ah, son of a bitch. There we go. Okay, so the two front drive bays are now connected and potentially useful. Fast forward to me reaching around through the other side. Pulling both of these through, sliding them through here. And voila! Good enough. Okay. I'm gonna do the graphics card last. I'm gonna do the graphics card. Ooh, you guys can't see shit now. Let's try that. Cool. So I'm gonna do the graphics card last, so I'm gonna not worry about that for now. I do need to install that fan, it looks like. I need to find that fan, because I still haven't found it. It's supposed to come with at least 2 more fans. Now, at least this one, I think I have a spare for lying around that I can use that's not stock. But I'm kind of ticked that this model didn't come with the fans as advertised on Amazon. So, that's going to eat at me for a while. But what I think I'm going to do is, I've been at this for a while, standing and whatnot. I'm going to go ahead and take a break. I'm going to refill my alcoholic beverage. Take another drink of my water. And then get back to it. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Enjoy the music.
I just wanna drink, I don't wanna think. Tired of feeling sick, I'ma need a fix. Lately I've been feeling weird and it's kinda strange. As if the world is ending, the sky is falling down on me. Oh, what a shame that I can't be happy. Empty.
Okay, everybody, I am back and ready for the action. I am refilled on the alcoholic beverage. I have had a few drinks of my non-alcoholic water. Kit Kat is harassing me in my absence. But yeah, so now pretty much get to plug in all this nonsense, deal with the fans. What's the best way to power a CPU? You know, I really should take out the motherboard, but really wire management in this particular machine isn't going to matter too much because it's going to be entirely enclosed in black mesh. So I'm not as upset. I'm not going to be as obsessed with it as I am in like a clear case. But fuck it. Let's just go for it. Alright, this is going to be our USB 3. I already know where this fucker goes, and it goes right goddamn here. Oh, let's switch our perspective here. That's gonna go right here. You know what? I got a present from my my harasser for Father's Day, actually. There's some super duper specialty gloves. With flashlights on them. They're gonna help me do my job. And actually, I probably should have been using these from the freaking start. I even set them out like 3 days ago with the anticipation of using them for this project. And then I forgot because I'm an ADHD messapalooza. Okay, so check them. Pew pew. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. Yeah, anyway. This should make things a little easier for me to read. Let's see if I can bring this down a little bit so that my head is in fewer of the shots, maybe? Question mark. It may still be in some of them, but not nearly as much. Okay, cool. That seemed to go relatively okay, I guess. I am annoyed. Nope, that's just gonna bug me. You're gonna have to go under and around. Stupid thing to appease me. I know I said I wasn't gonna get anal about the cable management, but it's kind of taking. I'm gonna have to fucking settle. That's annoying. Okay. Just gonna have to put up with it. Why would you? See if maybe I can squeeze the freaking wires down through here a little bit. Those things out of my freaking way. Yeah, that's not bad. That'll work. Going wrong with that? There's a little side piece, a side panel over here that's just pissing me off. There we go, I fixed it. Fucking bullshit. Ah. There was no need for that to be as annoying as it was. Alright, moving the fuck on. Alright, these ones should be fairly easy. HD audio. Actually, that's not going to be as easy as I thought. Okay. So this one will fit in one of these. This one has to be this one. Oh, well maybe not. Shit. Guess I need to read the manual. Which is something that I put somewhere. This is the ASUS manual. I guess this is what I really need. Pop off the finger gloves for a minute here while I figure it out. Okay, so the COM one is kind of useless. What's the front panel audio header? Okay, so this is audio. And the COM header is apparently useless for this build. So, I guess we got that taken care of. Now... Here we go, our front panel header. It's our front panel. We're gonna look at it like this. Alright, so we got reset switch is going to be here. We've got HDD LED is going to be right freaking next to it. You got power LED plus on the left, neg on the right. Why they always separate those two, I will never understand. This should be the power switch. Okay. One more thing that's technically done. Let's cram those wires down here if at all possible to keep them again out of my frickin' way. Now we have to worry about our fan headers. And also, two missing fans, one of them being fucking ginormous, that I now have to order separately, because I'm annoyed. But I'll Google that tomorrow, and if I can buy it from Best Buy as an in-store pickup, I'm just gonna do that. If not, then maybe I won't do it at all, depending on whether or not my client cares. Let's see what's going on with this weird thing. How many chassis fans do I have? I only got one. Which is kind of sad. Got two, it looks like. Sorry for the screenshot of the back of my head. Alright. That. There we go. Okay. Got the main power fixed. This is significantly less impressive. This is Molex. Molex is trash. Yeah. Remember, if there's an emergency, call 0118-999. Actually, I forgot the frickin'... I've only got that part. Oh, 1-1-8-999-88-199-911-9-725-3. Did I get it? Ah, fuck. I hate Molex. There we go. Just hoping that they're connected well enough. I hate Molex so much with a burning passion. I don't feel like they are connected well enough. There we go, that's better. Still bloody awful, but better. PCIe will be last. Well, I guess it couldn't hurt to send the wire through at least. So you know it's going to have to come up through the bottom. At least I'm going to want it to come up through the bottom. This is the PCIe. That's going to go to the card. We have our CPU. Funny enough, with how much space those doors give me, I don't think I actually have to do any stupid wiring for it. But I'm still kind of annoyed, and I think I'm going to do at least this much. Here is more Molex cable for the other fans that I have yet to install. The other fans are technically not required at this particular time, but I do have these two, but I'm tempted to hold off on them until I can get my top fan and my rear fan sorted out. I may have to put off until tomorrow, or even 2 days from now for that. But I should still be able to get it to boot as is. So let's go ahead and skip those for now. Go ahead and take one of my handy dandy screwdrivers. Let's see which two I need to move aside. Here, these two. Okay. And this GPU actually came with a fairly nice backplate too, which is nice. Toss those to the side here. For the record, this case, given how open it can be, would make an amazing test bench. Which is part of one of the... It's actually part of one of the detailed parts of the description, is that it can be used as a test bench. Given the fact that it has two hot swappable front drive bays, it could also double as a server. Like, it has the ability to just be a NAS. Just cool. It's a very multifunctional case, and I'm really glad that I was able to find it. It needs something with a little more torque here. He's being a pain in the butt. I don't want that going anywhere. Okay, let's go ahead and give power and life to this 3060. Okay. So now all that's left is for me to test it. And let's see here. Should have almost everything I need. Right here. For one of these sticks. Alright, this should work. This is going to be my boot disc. One power cord that I've misplaced now. Found it. Okay. Yes, cutting off the top of my head. That's no plan. Clean that up a little bit better. Cool. Now I can see your friendly faces again. You can see mine. I really can't see yours. So got my power cord. I have a setup that way. It's gonna be kind of hard for you guys to see, but I am gonna see if I can get it to boot real quick. I will show you guys the inside of this as I am trying to boot it up. At least I will try to. May have to turn this around in order to get to a power source. I got a little hole down here I can feed the wire through. Ugh, if I can get this, if I can get Windows installed on it tonight, then I will consider it a marginal success. And I will worry about installing the two itty bitty fans, this fan, tomorrow when I decide whether or not I'm going to purchase a big fan for the top. Okay, so we've got that sorted. HDMI cord. Ooh, almost stabbed my fucking face there. Do not follow my example on that. That was absolutely terrible. Never recommend doing it. This way. And... we'll work with HDMI for the initial round. Keyboard and mouse right here. Moment of truth. Oh, we got lights. Oh, hey, the motherboard has some RGB lighting on it that I was not aware of. This, by the way, is just a sticker. It does not light up at all. But there's like little bitty RGB lights over here in the corner that I did not know about when I ordered this, but neat. Okay. That should be the power button. It is not doing anything at all. That's problematic. Now, usually in my experience, the most likely cause of this is that I wired the front panel switch wrong. Kind of sucks. 'Cause I thought I did a good job. See, because of the RGB lights, I know it's getting power, but for whatever stupid reason, I cannot get the power or reset buttons on the front to work. It's supposed to be the front panel, right? First off, let's switch the frickin' main power off so that I don't break anything. Okay, let's see if we can get this to work now. I think I had everything in that thing backwards when I first tried it. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going on, so this may be a tomorrow project. We'll keep poking around with it for a little bit. I may have to do the stupid screaming speaker thing, which is unfortunate because I really, really don't want to. It's not even trying. This could be problematic. Okay. Well, on that note, I am running low on steam and am a little perplexed. I'm probably gonna have to do some more research because I am not getting it to boot at all. The fans won't spin up. Can't get literally anything to happen. Power is getting to the board, but it won't boot So I guess I'll be Googling shit for the rest of the night. But thank you guys for watching the build. It's been fun. I just don't have enough time to finish the whole thing off in one go, it looks like, which is a little disappointing. But even so, I have other stuff to potentially get for it. Like I mentioned, the fan. So that could be another 2 days anyway. In any case, thank you guys for all of your continued support, and I will catch you all again next time on Umbra Serpens Gaming. Next time will probably be another gaming stream, unless you guys really want to see the finished product on this, in which case, let me know in the comments. It's on YouTube, Facebook, and and it's going to be in my VOD. So thank you guys for witnessing me like strain every muscle in my body, trying not to spew all over this. That was fun. But yeah, catch you all again next time. Again, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate all of your continued support, all of the comments in the chat, all of the views, all of the subscribes. If you like this content, let me know. If you prefer, if I game more, please let me know as well. I don't really have a niche yet that fits me. I'm definitely going to be a variety streamer until something picks up and carries me off, at least for a long time. So let me know what you guys like in the comments. Let me know if there's anything you wanted to see more of while I did this video. And then, yeah, let me know if there's anything new that you want me to do or see too. New games, new builds, you name it. So even the keyboard and mouse are lighting up, but freaking thing won't freaking turn on. It's pissing me off. Anyway, have a great night, guys.